Hello, Internet. My name is Mike, and this is Why Minnesota. Today, we're going to start a new project. We're going to work on the handrail for the loft, so let's get started. Hey, new project. Look at this. Steel. All right, get the stuff offloaded.
Go for it, babe. I'll film you.
Come on.
You got it. You got it. Show us how strong you are. Woo!
All right, so we got our post. Now we need to drill equal spaced holes in the post for the cable. So I made this little jig. It's just a piece of plywood, carefully spaced out holes. So what we're going to do is just slide this onto each post. Make sure it's down. And then we're going to take this, which is a center punch for all those people who have tried to drill holes in metal and had the drill bit wander and you can't get it started. It's because you have to punch it first. So I have a fancy spring-loaded center punch, but you can just buy a steel one and hit it with a hammer. It's just got a very sharp, not very sharp, but kind of a blunt sharp. And now I'm just going to take this and go down these holes. Now, you probably can't see it. Maybe I'm going to have to do it. Might have to do it more than once. It's pretty faint. Can you see that little dimple? I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it a couple of times. Now I can see him better. And just that little dimple, that's going to be enough to get the drill bit started. But what we're going to start it with is a center drill. This is a solid piece of carbide, so it's very stiff. It's got a very simple single edge to it. And this is the best thing to start any kind of hole once you decide to drill it with a drill. So before you put a drill bit in, put this center drill. The reason it's good, it's very accurate. It doesn't deflect, even though it's pretty thin. It's very, very stiff because it's solid carbide. So that's going to be the next step. So the first thing we need to do is set a fence. So I'm going to center up the bit on my punch mark, and then I'm going to adjust that fence. I have a couple of knobs that I can tighten it down. So once I feel like it's centered, I'll tighten those knobs. That way I have a very easy, accurate way to drill each post, at least the front to back. Side to side, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and move it wherever it needs to go. Gonna go and put a little oil each spot. Like I say, this drill bit I got longer so I could drill all the way through, but it started to deflect, and so we're going to drill it from both sides. Okay, we got one more step here. Once we drill the holes, we want to deburr them. That just means take off any little sharp metal pieces. Now, I just recently got this Noga deburr kit. It comes with a bunch of different blades. This one's a countersink. So, it's real easy. You just stick it in the hole, spin it around a few times, and then just kind of chamfers the edge. So we're going to do that to every hole in it. One more thing. This is the, let's see if I can show this to you. This is how you tension the cable. So here you have your piece that put the cable in there, swage this. Then this comes into the other side of the post. It's got a thread in there. But that's how you put the tension on the cable. So on ending posts, I have a pretty large hole. That's what that will end up looking like. Okay, so we got our posts. These are the posts that'll be in the middle where the wire just passes through. Slightly larger 1/8 inch hole there. This is the post that gets a fitting. So we have these fittings. They get swaged. The cable goes in here and it gets swaged there. And then this goes through here. Like that. all the way through. It's supposed to be all the way through. Better deburr that. Let's try it this way. Whoa. And this is our corner post. So there's railing coming this way and then railing coming out. And I had to kind of offset the location where the cable is so those two fittings can still go through there. So that's how far we are. Okay, so I got a piece of 3/16 plate steel here, and I'm going to cut this up for the gussets that we're going to weld onto the bottom of the posts. So I have some soapstone here. Looks like it's 10 inches. So I'm going to put my soapstone right at the end, pinch it with my thumb, sticking past the tape measure a little bit, so won't go quite to 5 here. And then just run it down like this. Five. It's pretty close. Close enough for what we're doing. So, I'm gonna have to cut this with a grinder because I don't have any other way to cut it, so. Although I could try to cut it with my jigsaw. We'll find out, I guess. Okay, I'm using a diamond wheel instead of an abrasive wheel. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're at the master welder's house, and we've got our railing posts, and now we're going to weld little gussets on them to bolt to the floor framing. So here we go.
I'm going to do like a 1.5 bead here.
Okay.
And then here.
Sure. Whatever you think. And then the other side too, or just on one side?
Yeah, we can do the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. You ready?
Yep. So it looked like you were doing like little swirls. Is that what you do?
Yeah, swirl and then up and down too, just because
Oh,
this
okay.
wall's higher.
Okay.
Just gonna make sure that there's no holes. That's pretty good. It's a tick.
Pretty good. Is that poor bug? Is that really a tick?
Yeah.
Shit. Bet he's pretty wiped out. See you later, chick. Okay. Yeah, one thing. Okay, luckily certified welder Matt was my assistant on this job because he really did most of the work. My work was subpar, but it's been a while since I did a little MIG welding, so I cut myself some slack. So this is what we ended up with. Each one's a little different. This is a corner post, or I should say an end post, so it needs to be strong in two directions. Most of them just have one gusset, but now we're going to slide the post through the hole in the floor, put a couple of bolts in those gussets, and this thing is going to be ready for some cable. So thanks for following along. Okay, gonna do a little explainer video. So here we have the floor, and then here's the roof. So here we have our little posts with our gusset on it. So we're going to have to slide this up through the floor. And then once we get these on, we're going to have to put the cap on. Now, ideally it would be nice to weld that cap on, but there's no way I can weld it because I have to slide these brackets in first. So my idea is I'm going to mount all the brackets, I'm going to slide the handrail on top, and then I'm going to weld little plugs that go down inside, and then I can put a little set screw in there. So if we look at a little enlarged part of the handrail, there will be a little plug like this that gets welded on, and then once it gets set on the post, the set screw will go in there. couple more things. Probably noticed that each of these brackets has 2 large holes and then a small hole. So a lot of people are wondering, what's with the 3 holes? So the 2 large holes are going to have through bolts in the joist. The small hole is just so I can put a screw to kind of temporarily mount it, make sure it's in the right space before I drill the big hole for the through bolt. If you drill the big hole first and you get your bolt in there and you realize, oh, whoops, I need to raise that or lower it, it's going to be hard to do because you already have a big hole. So that's why we're doing it. Okay, so I cut a little block of wood that's the same size as that post. So now we're going to go take this and lay it out on the floor upstairs.
Are you charging up?
Filming.
As over the years they've received a lot of bizarre/unique items of
Oh, the first one's gonna go around right there. Can you see that? So now I'm gonna trace around that and cut it out.
Guess my little feet will be in there.
You just kind of need to read the tape.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Hold on. Now I'm ready.
This is the trickiest one.
Oh, did I make it play?
Yeah. It's really close to the...
Where's the tape measure? Do you want me to grab it? Okay, babe. I stopped your movie and then started it again by accident.
What's that?
I stopped the camera,
Okay.
but I started it again.
I have to push this one too far out.
Ready?
Yeah. Down a little bit.
No, I think it, well, maybe just the slightest.
Down.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. Just as little as she can go.
Here, could you tap that?
Trying to stay out of the camera.
Oh, it's not moving. I got way too tight. Hold on. I can do it now. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. Is my little level up there? Oh, it's down here. Let me check this real fast. 'Cause I know this is up. Okay, here is the main handrail, and when I ordered it from the supply house, I didn't order it long enough. So here you can see we're about 5 inches short. So I'm going to attempt to weld on a little 5-inch piece. And what I did to begin with is I ground each corner, so I'll have a little valley to fill with metal. So let's see how good I am at this. Push. Hey, got it?
I don't know. Oh my god, it's so sturdy. Babe, it's like solid, sturdy steel.
So I didn't have any cutters big enough to cut this 1/8" cable, so I just used my grinder with the cutoff wheel. It didn't work great. It tended to kind of fray the ends of the cable, which made it almost impossible to thread it through the holes. But as you can see, maybe you can't see, but it's kind of a mess at the end. So what I ended up doing was kind of twisting it back together, and then I would use the grinder to sort of chamfer the ends a little bit, taper them a little bit, so it wasn't quite such a blunt, rough spot. And then, yeah, it was just a matter of threading it through the holes. And once I got to the end, I was going to swage a stopper on the end of it. Here I'm struggling with getting it through. This isn't going very smoothly. This only happens when I'm filming. If I'm not filming, everything works perfectly. There we go, finally. So, now I put my little fitting on, and I'm going to stick it in the swage machine here. Probably not a great view of, good view of my foot, I guess. Slide that on, and then put it right so it's flush on the ferrule part. Make sure the cable's stuck in all the way. Smash it down, and then you turn it 90 degrees and do it again. So that's how I put the stopper in. And then I'd pull the cable back to the other side, going through the various posts, and then I'd just take a Sharpie and mark it to length and cut it and start all over again.
Ooh, I could have smoked salmon or smoked fish for my lunch.
Okay, YouTube. Project complete. Let's check it out. So, yeah, safety third. After living up here for over a year, we finally have safety.